It looked like the push that was heard around the world has cost WNBA player Chennedy Carter her career.
Chennedy Carter abruptly ended her career on public television. She went from being a WNBA star to a league outcast in an instant. All it took was one push on Caitlin Clark to cause her career to collapse. But this is where things get very interesting. It's not just about the push. Carter has been a walking catastrophe, battling with her former teammates and now losing her fourth team.
I don't know why people be so surprised. Oh my God, Chennedy Carter deserved a play. Why? Like, did y'all forget all of the events that transpired last year with her and Caitlin Clark? And then she refused to own up to what she did. What organization want to deal with that?
For groups, imagine being so gifted and poisonous that 4 teams looked at you and said, "Thank you, but no thanks." Some may contend that it was merely a shove. But the Chicago Sky had a different perspective and didn't give her a key title or a long-term contract. Now, imagine losing your job due to a single careless decision.
Now, we all remember what happened on that fateful day last year, bro, when she took it upon herself to put her filthy thug hands on WNBA player Caitlin Clark. I knew then her future was not going to be very bright, bro.
The Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever were back at it, their rivalry as fierce as ever, and the entire arena felt like it was holding its breath. Let's examine how Carter went from rising star to radioactive in record time. As Clark was burning and taking bullets from all sides, her eyes were showing signs of frustration with each play. Suddenly, though, Carter loses it and throws Clark so forcefully that the entire arena falls.
Look at what just transpired between Carter and Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul.
Here's where it gets crazy. Carter is simply standing there as like nothing happened while the referees are standing there in shock. Clark is standing there looking perplexed, as if that had just happened. According to one witness, Clark appeared.
I mean, that's clearly...
You will want to hear what occurred next, because this is where Carter's life truly starts to fall apart. This wasn't just any push, though. It was Carter throwing her entire career off a cliff.
So she was signed to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and, you know, the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue. And it was really just poor sportsmanship on Kennedy's part.
The players on the court are all still, and the audience is gaping in disbelief as if they have just seen a ghost. You could see the annoyance erupting as a scout at the game remarked, "I've never seen anything like it." Can you think that in all the years he had watched basketball there was
that right there, I believe, was the push that altered her career. And I'm telling you right now, it is not looking good for Chennedy Carter.
But hold on, things get even stranger. After this whole mess, Carter does nothing at all. No apology, no explanation, nothing. She just brushes it off as if it were no big deal. When reporters try to question her about it, she responds, "I'm not answering any Clark questions," which is like adding gasoline to the fire.
Chennedy Carter. And then what's crazy about all of this, immediately after that push, this is what she said to the media.
Kind of on the play before bumping in with Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the Fever
I
score.
answered no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
Now that the WNBA officials are not playing around, they called that push a flagrant foul that was both unnecessary and reckless after taking one look at it. They said, "Can you imagine being in a league where pushing someone could be called unnecessary and reckless? It's not like we're talking about tackle football here."
Now, a lot of people was kind of surprised by this. I'm not, because I know, you know what I'm saying, what she did to Caitlin Clark was completely unnecessary. And I'm here to tell you guys, she's living with that decision today because she is without a job.
Here's the real kicker, though. With one push and a negative attitude, Carter goes from being a hot prospect to being radioactive, and the scouts and executives at the game are mentally crossing her name off their list fast.
When Tyler Marsh did the press conference, He talked about Angel Reese. He talked about Cardoso, who I think is going to be a star in the WNBA. But he did not really mention Chennedy Carter at all, and that raised a lot of eyebrows.
You may be wondering why this is such a huge deal, and I'll tell you that it's about more than just the push. It's about what it stands for. The WNBA is working to create a league of professionals and role models, and it is now receiving the recognition it deserves. Carter not only pushed Clark, but she pushed against everything.
One person said we still can't be doing this every year. Chennedy Carter is the reason WNBA won't take a risk on her.
The Chicago Sky didn't just bench Carter. They essentially said, "Thanks for playing. Now get out." This is a team letting their top scorer walk away without even attempting to get something in return, which simply doesn't happen in the WNBA. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Carter messed up, but surely some team will give her another shot.
She gets no offer to return from the Chicago Sky, which a lot of people have been feeling by her social media posts that she got quite offended by.
She's so toxic now. When her agent calls, GMS won't even answer the phone. The shocking response will be how a top athlete becomes untouchable so quickly.
And there has not been a peep about anywhere that she could be landing in this free agency. So a lot of people, including myself, are wondering, is she worth the risk now?
It takes more than one push. Carter's past is more sinister than we initially believed. She was a gifted student who graduated from Texas A&M and was selected first overall by the Atlanta Dream. But instead of laying the foundation for a promising future, she decided to discard everything. Let's examine it.
Come on, cheer for your teammates, be a part of this team, and then ensues an altercation between the two where Chennedy Carter was sent to the locker room mid-game, of which afterwards, after the game, this is what has been reported. I guess Chennedy Carter wanted to fight Courtney Williams, like physically fight Courtney Williams, who backed away from this and was like, no way. So there was no actual physical altercation that happened.
That's right back when she was with the Atlanta Dream. She got into a fight with Courtney Williams. I mean, Carter was about to throw down on the court, but remember, Courtney is one of the league's sweetest people, someone who avoids drama. So imagine being so annoying that you start a fight with her. The Atlanta Dream had no choice but to suspend Carter and then trade her.
Atlanta Dream did suspend her in the middle of the sophomore season, basically saying she was a detriment to the team and the team culture. So then the Atlanta Dream decided to trade her to the Sparks, the Los Angeles Sparks.